we're now moving, dear ones, into the most exquisite time in many ways of your life where that is concerned. Moving into a place where you're looking at yourself at the high vibrational level that you are where that is concerned. What is transpiring for each and every one of you, dear one. And many are moving through cycles where that is concerned. Moving through cycles of the shadow period, moving to the light moving to the shadow, all at once where that is concerned. It's as if, dear ones, the shadow moments are overlapping the periods of lightness where that is concerned, moving from the shadow to the light where that is concerned. And in many ways they are moving in symbiosis together where that is concerned. So you can now move to a greater level of resonance and vibration within you where that is concerned. And now look at what is most important for you where that is concerned. In relationship to, in what you would call your spiritual world, dear ones, in relationship to the third dimensional realm where that is concerned. So in many ways, dear one, there's a dichotomy within that structure. There's a dichotomy within the spiritual structure and the third dimensional structure where that is concerned. And in many ways, many are now moving through this, negotiating their pathway through the earthly plane, through their incarnation in the third dimensional realm, as you move into the end of your year of 2018 where that is concerned, moving into the year of 2019 of new beginnings where that is concerned. What is transpiring now, dear ones, are endings where that's concerned. Many people are seeing endings in their life, but before those endings can transpire where that is concerned, what is transpiring is deep wounding, deep old habits, patterns, rituals, and behaviors are surfacing where that is concerned. And aspects of loving, honoring, and valuing yourself. So what we are saying to you, dear ones, is as you move into your month of December, the end of your year of 2018 where that is concerned, endings are beginning. And those endings are the endings of old habits, patterns, rituals, and behaviors where that is concerned, that hold you in the place of the old where that is concerned. So for many, what is transpiring is they are perpetrating old habits, patterns, and rituals that have kept them in the old and maybe not realizing right now. So what is transpiring as you begin your month of December are awakenings. Awakenings moving to endings. And what we mean by that, dear ones, is that what is transpiring is you might find yourself creating a situation in your life that is old. And the situation is created by choices and behaviors in the subconscious where that is concerned that brings up the old. In many ways saying, when will I ever get the message? When will I ever learn the lesson? And when will I finally shift and change that pattern, habit, ritual, and behavior where that is concerned? Quite possibly seeing where you are not honoring and valuing and loving yourself where that is concerned. So what is transpiring, dear ones, are awakenings at the beginning of your month of December. Awakenings to the old habits, patterns, and rituals. Awakenings quite possibly to see where you're not honoring and valuing yourself. Awakenings quite possibly to see where you're not fully being who you are. Awakenings quite possibly where you're not moving into and fully expressing the truth of who you are where that is concerned. And all of this, dear ones, is about your powerfulness. It's about an awakening to the full powerfulness of you as a spiritual being living in your third dimensional realm and having this experience. What we mean by having the experience, it's now about dictating the experiences, dear one. It's now about standing in your powerful and dictating to the world the experiences that you choose to have, through the full beingness of who you are. But in order to move to that place, which will begin in your first month of your year of 2019 in January, where that is concerned, your month of December is about an awakening to old habits, patterns, and rituals that you might felt that you had solved that, you might have transcended that and transitioned. But what is transpiring, dear one, if in fact you're on the path of moving deeper within the depth and breadth of yourself to fully live in your heart space and soul space where that is concerned, these awakenings must happen, and these awakenings are happening to many where that is concerned. But what is transpiring with the awakening is a full reckoning and recognizing of the habit, pattern, ritual, and behavior where that is concerned. So as you are awakened to it, as you awaken to the jolt, to the nervous system of the old habit, pattern, ritual, and behavior that produces the same old result, as it were, the same old situation, the same old in your life. It is now time, dear one, that you get these messages. It is now time that you fully, dear one, open up your heart space and receive the awakening. So you then can move to the ending of it at the end of this year of 2018, where that is concerned. Meaning, fully understanding that when a situation arises, moving to a greater depth of consciousness and awareness of what transpires within you when you are presented, quite possibly, with a situation in the world outside of yourself, and then you can respond to it, but respond to it from a greater depth of loving, honoring, and valuing yourself, knowing who you are, and expressing the full depth of who you are through that, where that is concerned. So many are being challenged with this at this time as you move through your month of December, where that is concerned. As we said to you, that the beginning of your month of December is about receiving these awakenings. You might not like the awakenings, but with the awakening, deep-rooted feelings will come up where that is concerned. And it is also a test to utilize your tools and quite possibly reaching out to others to fully process what is transpiring within you at the beginning of your month of December. And as you move through what will transpire in the awakening, you will move through endings or closures where that is concerned. So many people in the month of December will be faced with closure where that is concerned. Closure of old relationships. Closure of the aspects of yourself. Shifting the relationship you're having with yourself to a greater depth of loving, honoring, and valuing where that is concerned. Moving to a greater depth of being who you are and knowing who you are. Fully knowing the full structure and the capacity of who you are. Fully knowing the purpose, the value of your talents and gifts. And why others are seeking those talents and gifts and quite possibly need your talents and gifts. But in order to move through to that place, which will begin in the new year of 2019, a full burgeoning of you out into the world, this month of December is crucial in your incarnation to this third dimensional realm as you take another deeper step within, so you then can move into your year of 2019 with the knowledge in your heart space of what the old habits, patterns, and rituals produce in your life. It is most important now, dear ones, to be aware of these awakenings. Be aware of these awakenings on a cellular level, on a physical level, on a mental level, and an emotional level. These awakenings are happening for each and every one of you. Many are saying, when will I get that message? When will I entrain myself to my greatness, my powerfulness? These awakenings that are transpiring, dear one, in your month of December are crucial to now move into the depth and breadth of your heart space to love, honor, and value yourself more deeply. And then as you move through your month of December, you will move to closures, quite possibly closing old relationships that no longer serve you, quite possibly opening new relationships that do serve you, quite possibly revisiting old relationships that will rekindle based upon the new relationship that you're having with yourself. So we come to you, dear ones, at this wonderful and most glorious time to simply allow you to have your process, to awaken to a greater depth of you, to quite possibly see how these awakenings will illuminate the old habits, patterns, and rituals, and finally see how these old habits, patterns, rituals, and behaviors produce the same old result over and over and over again.